When I was growing up, I was obsessed with a game franchise called Plants vs. Zombies. I even used to dream of moving to Seattle to work on the games. However, when I got older, my plans did change. I still taught myself how to use Scratch and how to make some simple games, and began using GDevelop since I wanted my programming talent to be taken a little more seriously. However, randomly decided over spring break to begin bootlegging, making a fan project for Plants vs. Zombies, which I will be showing off in this video. My vision for the project is pretty simple. Much like how Plants vs. Zombies 2 is the plants fighting the zombies throughout time, my iteration of Plants vs. Zombies would be in cities around the world. We begin our tour with this stuff. I call it the fundamentals. You see, this is where the camera is positioned, where the player's controller is, the HUD, and just off camera is the sound pickup information. So far the game doesn't have falling sound from the sky, but I do plan to add that later. Now on to the actual plants themselves. The iconic pea shooter was one of the first things I added, and good gravy, the code is a mess. I basically have a system where the pea shooter is told which lane it's in, and then the zombies tell it if they are in its lane or not. If they are, he shoots, if not, he doesn't. There's gotta be an easier way of doing this. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Pea shooter now costs only 75 sun, by the way, since at the start of the game, I imagine, if he costed any more, he'd be quickly overshadowed. Now on to the sunflower, where there isn't a whole awful lot to talk about. She sits there and produces a sun drop worth 25 sun every 7 to 24 seconds. That sounds like a long time, but it means it's always either too little or too late, and having more than 3 means you'll be drowning in sun. She costs 50 sun herself. Shockingly, Walnut has proven to be more difficult to program than expected. Walnut's gimmick is to sit there and stall the zombies while they fight through him. I ended up giving him a damage cooldown so he wouldn't be too frail, nor too strong for the zombies. I gave him a damage frame for when he's just over half health, and will come back to give him a critical damage phase later. He costs 50 sun. Potato Mine is our second offensive plant. His gimmick is that he does a lot of damage but takes a lot of time to arm. In my game, it takes around 15 seconds for it to arm. When a zombie gets close to it, it takes 10,000 damage. What does that mean exactly? Well, the brown coat has 650 health, so it's enough. I chose to make it cost a little extra at 50 sun, but let me know what you think about this. Now on to the zombies, or should I say zombie, because at the time of making this script, I've only made the basic brown coat. His code is a total mess. I took some liberties with the animations. His attacking animation isn't the typical eating one the series is known for, but I think it looks pretty good, and I'm proud of these. Here's a bit of gameplay so far. I do not yet have waves figured out, so I'm kinda just pressing space, which makes them spawn out a random spawner sprite. You'll also notice they have an incorporated cooldown when it comes to placing plants, but that will be added shortly. You'll probably also notice that the screen recording is laggy, and forgive me, I'm making this game on an overheating potato. Obviously the game is a work in progress, so if you have any suggestions, ideas for plants, zombies, or worlds, I'd love to hear them. And I hope you enjoyed.